We are back. Welcome to BVB Mock Draft 2.0. If you watched our first mock draft, thank you very much. If you haven't watched it, hey, go back, click back, watch that first, and then hop into here because things have changed, Aidan, since mock draft 1.0.
I could not handle the power of 3 first-round picks. It's like the episode of The Office where Dwight got addicted to Megadesk while Jim was out on paternity leave, and now I got addicted to the power of 3 first-round picks, and I no longer have it. This is going to be a lot different tonight. Still doing the 4-round mock draft, but only 2 picks for the Eagles now, 15 and 18 instead of 15, 16, and 19 there in the first round.
All right, so you are not getting 3 Georgia players. You may still have a chance to get 2 tonight.
Right.
2 of the best players because Aidan's philosophy, best player available from the best school. It's easy, okay? It's not rocket science. Like we like to say on Birds vs. Boys, 1 + 1 = 2. Don't make it harder than it is.
Correct.
All right, so let's jump into this like we did at mock draft 1.0. We have the mock draft on the board here, as you can see on YouTube. I am picking for the Cowboys. Aidan is picking for the Eagles. The draft will pick by the computer, and we'll stop on the Eagles, and the Cowboys will review what the draft does. Let's start the draft. And like Aidan, like you like to point out real quick, what does the Houston Texans say they need?
I was literally just about to say this. It makes me laugh every time that it says every position for the Houston Texans. You can't go wrong. You can't screw this up.
Just pick somebody.
Just pick anybody. It'll help.
All right, here we go. We are off and running. The Eagles are on the clock. Let's see who went. Aidan Hutchinson. Kyle Hamilton. I love Kyle. I don't think he's going at 2. They keep pushing him here on PFF. Thibodeau, the dream has died for you tonight. Sauce Gardner. I am really hearing that he's locked in almost at 4 to the Jets.
Him and Bryce Hall for the Jets. I mean, if you have that cornerback combo for years to come, that's fantastic work by them.
Yes,
they got Bryce Hall in the 4th round because he had the injury, and now he would have been like a 1st round or 2nd round talent.
Yep.
So for them to pair him with Sauce Gardner, they're going to be set for the next 5-6 years if they are able to pull that off. And hey, keeps him out of our division because I think he'd go to the Giants too.
Yep.
If he made it to 5. So I'm okay there with him going to the Jets, although I love him on my team.
So then we had a run of tackles here. 2 tackles taken by the Giants, but they could use them. Their offensive line has been terrible. We got first Georgia player off the board here, so you're not getting Walker. Stingley, who just ran a 4.37, I believe, at his pro day, off the board at 9. First wide receiver, we were just talking about them on our TikTok, Garrett Wilson, gone. Lloyd, gone. Drake London. Okay, what did I say? I could see him being the first or second receiver off the board. He's the second receiver off the board. Malik Willis, first quarterback off the board here in Houston. And then right before your pick, Aidan, one of those other receivers we talked about, Jameson Williams, off the board.
So the one thing you also mentioned, you were hearing that there was going to be a run on wide receivers from about 10 to 20. And there you go right there. Starting exactly at pick 10, Garrett Wilson off the board, Drake London 2 picks later. And then right after that, Jameson Williams, all from the span of 10 to 14. Now, once I make my picks, we're going to see some come off the board as well. But yeah, that's kind of what you figured. Yep. I think this laid out pretty well. And I think it laid out a bit more accurately than the last one we did. I don't know how you feel.
I think this, yes.
Yeah, this one makes a little bit more sense.
100%. 100%. All right, so it's pick 15. You are on the clock with the Philadelphia Eagles. Would you like me to scroll through some of the best available?
Yes, please. Let's start at the top because I see the top name. Let me just get this out of the way. It is impossible to sell the Eagles fan base on a cornerback from Washington at this point. It is physically impossible. This kid could turn out to be the next Deion Sanders. We will not accept.
Not happening. Not happening. All right, so Trent McDuffie, not happening. Oh, George Karlaftis, I believe he had a visit with the Eagles.
He did, yes. So that makes me, if they're using one of those top 30 visits on him, obviously he's in play there at 15 or 18. I think that's a really good one. So that's definitely a name to keep in mind and a name that they like. So we keep scrolling here. Oh, I see some names that I like. Another Georgia player, 2 of them right there. Tyler Linderbaum, center from Iowa. I love it. But you know where I'm going. Let's put my pick on the board. Keep it consistent with last week. I am surprised that both times he's made it to 15. The mock draft that I just watched recently, He wasn't there at 15. They said that they'd be shocked if he was. Jordan Davis out of Georgia.
Drafted. Now, are you worried at all? They keep saying he's remade his body. He's down to 340. Are you worried at all about him being more of the 360 guy again and he can't stay on the field? He's not a 3-down player.
I don't even know if they need him to be a 3-down player. That's the thing. The Eagles, when they've had success as a defense, they win in the trenches. They win by setting you up, by stopping the run, making you force you into 3rd and 12s, and then they get their edge rush, and they don't even have to blitz, because if the edge rush is working, you don't even need it. Yep. So they just need Jordan Davis to blow everything up on 1st and 2nd down.
Yep.
So I think pairing him, and early on, they won't need him to be a 3-down lineman because they're still going to have Fletcher Cox. They're going to have Javon Hargrave. Milton Williams hopefully pans out the way it looks like he is, and all of a sudden you've got a solid 3-man rotation in there in the long run with Hargrave, Milton Williams, and Jordan Davis.
And if you put Jordan Davis with Fletcher Cox and learning from a guy like Fletcher Cox, I feel like he's going to be just fine.
Yep, correct. Yeah.
All right, so George Karlaftis goes 16, and then your guy Jermain Johnson, who you picked in mock draft 1.0, went off the board right before your second pick.
Yeah, that's tough because I like Jermain Johnson a lot. I was just talking about how the Eagles are successful when you're pinning people back on 3rd and 12 and letting those defensive ends get after it. I think both of those prospects, their edge rushers, are going to be really good. I think it would sting if both of them went off the board by 18, but we will thrive and we will survive. Now,
Trent McDuffie?
What's that?
Trent McDuffie now?
Not a chance. Sorry, pal. I'm sure he's a great kid and a great player. It will never happen in Philadelphia. So, again, in this scenario, in this mock draft, I am the GM, not the person who's currently the GM.
True.
I have a different mindset on who can impact this team and make them better.
Okay.
A lot of good names on there, a lot of good wide receivers.
Yes.
Sky Moore, Zion Johnson, Treylon Burks. Love it all. Love it a lot.
Chris Olave.
See, this is tough. I think Olave was off the board last time we did it.
Yep.
This is tough for me because obviously the number one name that I love the most in the world is there, Nakobe Dean, but also the idea of Chris Olave on this team. I think I'm going to have to go Olave. We talked about it on our episode this week, just the importance of getting another weapon for Jalen Hurts to see if it's possible for him to succeed and taking a little bit of pressure off Devonte Smith. We talked about it in our TikTok, what the scouting report says right there. I called him a route running technician, and they have there one of the best route runners in college football. Just a guy who's constantly going to be open, a safety net on 3rd down. You need 5 yards. He'll get you 7. He'll be open every time, even though everyone on the field knows it. So I'm going Chris Olave.
I absolutely hate it. All right. Finally up to me. So we have Trent McDuffie goes right after Trevor Penning, the tackle, the mean tackle, going to the Steelers. That's that other Georgia bad boy. Treylon Burks, right before me. That's a great pick for the Packers. And then Tyler Linderbaum also right before me, who I love, but apparently the Cowboys front office and coaching staff do not, so I don't even think he's an option for them. So Cowboys are on the clock at 24. Says they need offensive line, defensive line, linebacker. You can also easily put wide receiver in there. So let's see here. I don't love the tackle out of Central Michigan. I also don't think the Cowboys would go after him because they like Power 5 conference type players, and that's not what Central Michigan is. Nakobe Dean is still there. Somebody I have, he's been my quote unquote pet cat, and I keep saying if he's there at 24, I would be all over him. You put him with Micah Parsons and Jabril Cox. Yeah, please. And that also gives Micah the option to rush more, and you have Nakobe Dean all over the field. Sam Howell, no. Booth, he's coming off the injury, no. Zion Johnson's there. If Burks was there, I think I would go Burks. I think this is a little too high for Sky Moore. His stock has skyrocketed. I was seeing a lot of mock drafts where Sky Moore was coming to Dallas in the 2nd round. There's no chance of that, but I just think 24 is a little too rich for my blood. So for me and what I love, I'm going to Nakobe Dean here. I feel like
I knew it.
He's a baller. He's rangy. He's not a big guy, but right here, range at linebacker position is unparalleled in the draft class. And you put him with a Micah Parsons and a Jabril Cox. they immediately have the best linebacking core in the country. So I'm going to Nakobe Dean at 24 for the Dallas Cowboys.
I saw in that scouting report, one of the things they mentioned, he reacts with elite quickness, which is kind of what we were talking about with Michael Parsons last year. It was like he's able to read and react faster than most guys. It's not just speed. Yep. It's speed after his reaction.
So we'll just scroll through here real quick. Booth, the tackle goes. Ooh, the injured D-end goes still in the first round, which I believe he should.
I don't love that to the Packers, though. They're kind of in a win now kind of mode.
Yeah.
Now,
Elam, Hill, Green, and the last pick, Zion Johnson, who a lot of people have coming to Dallas at 24, ends the first round. Kenny Pickett off the board of the Lions in the second round. There's your boy, Jahad Dotson, coming to the Jets. And then Sky Moore. Wow. Back to Didn't they pick a wide receiver in the first round or no? Yeah,
they got Elijah Moore.
And they got Garrett Wilson.
So they took 3 wide receivers in this draft.
All right, Jets.
Well, all right.
You have no choice.
More. Yeah. I guess make sure you hit, I guess. I don't know.
All right. Matt Corral, Brisker, who I like.
Yeah.
Another quarterback, Logan Hall.
That happened to me last time, too.
Mm-hmm. Kenneth Walker, the wide receiver out of North Dakota, who I really like. I would love Dallas to be able to get him in the second round if they don't get a receiver in the first. You are on the board at 51, my friend.
Desmond Ridder still being there is very interesting. It'd be very ironic, to be honest with you, if we went quarterback in the second round. All right, let's scroll through. You have a little bit more flexibility here in the second round. There's a name that I like. We'll see if I can find it here. All right,
I love him if Dallas didn't get Nakobe Dean.
All right. Right there, I found my guy. Now, the Eagles have a meeting with Tyrann Mathieu. They met with him. But it's no guarantee that they're going to land Tyrann Mathieu. If he ends up on the Saints, safety position is still of need. Why don't you go get the best graded safety in college football this past season in Kerby Joseph, the safety out of Illinois? Now, this is contingent on the Tyrann Mathieu thing. We'll see how it is, but look at some of these characteristics. Ball hawking safety, extra long arms, can affect the catch point. So you're seeing like ball hawking safety. That's kind of why they're intrigued with Tyrann Mathieu.
Yep.
But if you can't get him, try it in the draft. So I really like this kid. I'm a big believer in arm length and stuff like that. So I think this would be a huge hit in the second round if they could land this kid. Allowed 2 catches for 24 yards in the final 7 games of this past season. Pretty remarkable stuff.
Yeah. I think he's draft eligible in the second round for you.
Yes.
All right. Kerby Joseph off the board at 51 for the Eagles. Cowboys coming up here. Let's see here. Desmond Ridder. Oh, that's a great pick for the Steelers in the second round.
I think that's awesome.
All right.
He could start right away.
Oh, yeah. All right, so 2 linebackers up top. I already got my linebacker, 3 linebackers. I love all these guys. Mua, if the Dallas did not get Nakobe Dean, I would love him there. Let's see who else is here. Linebackers, wide receiver. I love Trey McBride. I think he's tight end 1 in this draft for me. He's speedster. But the guy that I am going after right here, we lost our edge, right? They got Dante Fowler. They got DeMarcus Lawrence back. But who's gone, Aidan?
You lost Randy Gregory.
Gone. So they need
at the airport.
Yes, at the airport. So they need a rusher here. As you can see right here, he has been one of the highest graded pass rushers in the country for the last 2 seasons. He is 6'1", 258. He's got size. He's got length. He's got skill and ability. This is a great second round pick for the Cowboys in a position of need. So give me Kingsley at pick 56.
I like that.
All right, we are into the third round here. I'm not going to scroll back up too much to see other teams now. We don't really care. Let's just see who's on the board for Philadelphia. Hey, Carson Strong.
Oh, God.
I know somebody that you love here that you took last time. He's still on the board.
I know. I love that so much. I don't know if I'll do it again, but we'll see. So just scrolling through Bailey Zappi, that'd be awesome. I do actually see a name that I like. I feel like I'm reaching a little bit, but not a ton.
Okay.
So the name that you mentioned before in the first mock draft that we did, I drafted Dameon Pierce out of Florida. I do love him a lot.
Yep.
But just the way the draft played out last time, then there were a lot of running back names I loved in the 4th round. And even though I love Dameon Pierce, I don't want to reach on a running back. I do think they're at the point where they're not going to re-sign Miles Sanders. So it's almost like you're looking who you can pair with Kenny Gainwell. I think Pierce could be that. But that's not who I'm going to go with this time. Okay. I actually have another name in mind. If you can keep scrolling, I found him right there. Greg Dulcich, the tight end out of UCLA. So right now we've got Dallas Goedert. They traded Zach Ertz this past season, and we really just don't have that backup tight end with Goedert, and just really need that extra guy behind him, not only just as a security blanket, but just as another weapon on offense. And you can see here, all-around athlete, one of the ascending players, matured leaps and bounds since he got to UCLA. These are all things that remind you of Dallas Goedert, where he becomes this athletic, physical mismatch. So I think, having that tight end too would be important. I'll go get Greg Dulcich.
Love it. All right, 83 off the board. Dallas is up now at 88. Pierce is still there. Wide receiver is there. Oh, my guy went off the board right here. The tackle out of Arizona State, who I took last time. Let's see here. Zach Tom is there, and I like him a lot. You can see here, arguably the most athletic interior offensive lineman in the class. Dallas needs interior line, right? They lost their interior lineman. They lost Lyle Collins outside. They have him as a tackle here, but obviously he's an interior lineman. Dallas loves Boise State guys, though. They always take at least one. They had Cedric Wilson, who was a wide receiver from Boise State. Lost him, obviously, to the Dolphins. This is a tough one for me.
It gets tough in these middle rounds. There's just so much talent, but it's so long between when you pick. There's always a few different names. There's not one you can lock in on.
And I have not brought another skill position yet here, but I'm gonna go Tom. We need offensive line help. It's not 2016 anymore, like I keep saying. If I don't address the offensive line in this draft, I am a hypocrite. So I am going Zach Tom out of Wake Forest, the most athletic interior lineman in the draft.
Nice.
All right, Eagles, this is your final pick, correct? Or no?
I think we have 2.
Oh, yeah, you have 2. This is your second, third round pick.
Okay. Oh, he's still there. Still there. Should I do it? I don't know. Oh, I want to do it so bad. Look at those numbers.
He's a stud.
69 yards and only 9 carries with 5 broken tackles against the Georgia defense, who I love so much, and trying to draft everyone off of their roster.
Bottom line, 4th round. You're right at the end of the 3rd.
Oh, man. Let's scroll a little bit before I make my final decision. I just think there's other important positions. I think
of course there is.
Issue. Let's see what we got. Brian Robinson, that'd be another good one. Mm-hmm. He's right there at 117. I'm drafting at 124. Jerome Ford, Kyren Williams. I like all of these guys. I gotta stay. I actually scroll down a little bit. I gotta check my value board. I gotta check what I got. All right, yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna take Dameon Pierce and just hope that the name that I saw falls.
All righty. And you will be back on the board before me. Here we go, 124. Back-to-back LSU boys.
Oh, wow. Let's see. Let's see if my guy's still here. See if we Kyren Williams still on the board. So there. Again, I could have just gotten a different.
Yep.
You know how it goes. Let's see. Scroll back for me one time. A little bit. I think they took my guy. Let's go through the round 4 real quick.
Who's your guy?
I was looking for Tyreek Castro Fields out of Penn State.
Yep.
There he is, 109 to the Seahawks, even though they took Derek Stingley in the first round. But okay, fine. If you want to take 2 corners and the Jets can have 3 receivers, who am I to tell you what to do?
Exactly.
So I think what we need to look at now is, and they always draft offensive line in some form or fashion, even if it's not just a premier piece like Lane Johnson in the first round. They always try to get some depth. You look at like Jack Driscoll, they got in the 4th or 5th round a few years back.
Yep.
Nate Herbig later on too.
Love
as well.
North Dakota guys.
Jordan Mailata. Yeah, North Dakota. Oh, geez. All right, let's take a look at what we got here. I think what we want to have is multi-position offensive linemen. So if there's a guy who we can take multi-positionally, let's see what we can do. Let's look at some tackles here. There we go. Obina Eze. This will be tough. Let's check out Chris Paul from Tulsa. His name's, as a basketball fan, his name sticks out a little bit to me.
No stats.
Great. Awesome.
6'4", 323.
Yeah, doesn't help me a ton. I just know that they're going to want multi-position guys. So let's take a look here. Oh, kid from North Dakota State. That won't go well.
Wilson?
This makes it pretty tough. Let's try Logan Brose from Wisconsin.
Nothing.
That's fine. I think I'm okay with this. I know what every Wisconsin offensive lineman, I have a pretty good idea of what they're able to do. I will take him. I think, like I said, just in offensive line depth is very key to the Eagles. It matters a lot to them, even if they're not getting a star, just having multiple guys on that line. And you can see why. They've had tons of injuries over the past few years. They lost Isaac Seumalo early this season. Lane Johnson has dealt with injuries, non-injury stuff. Brandon Brooks, who recently retired, was injured 3 times while with the Eagles. So depth is key. I'm going with Logan.
All right. We are on to my final pick, 129. Here we go. Cornerback, who I've been mocking myself a lot to, Flott out of LSU. He's there. You add him to the back end of Bossman Fat and Trayvon Diggs. Could be a great pick. Let's see here. Kyren Williams is here. I took him last time.
Yes.
I like Noah Ellis, this defensive interior player out of Idaho, but I feel like I can get him later in this draft. I've been mocking him in the 5th round, but this is only a 4-round mock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going Grant here. I'm going the tight end out of SMU. He, like we said, he's a Dallas Day guy. I'm sure they've met with him or are going to be meeting with him. 6'4", 241. I did not get a receiver yet in this draft, and they still need playmakers. Like I said, they kept Schultz. They got rid of Jarwin. They re-signed Sprinkle, but they need some more playmakers. He can do that for them. He can also block. And if I haven't gotten a receiver yet in the draft, I need a pass catcher in the 4th round here. So I'm going the tight end out of SMU.
There you go.
All right, let's see how our drafts are graded, and then we'll get out of here.
I'm very interested in the grades. So I feel like we did better than last time, but I don't know if the system will say
we'll
so.
Say that. All right, so I got an A+ for Nakobe Dean, an A.
Couldn't agree more.
I got a D for Zach Tom. Don't love that, and a B- for my tight end. So I got an A-. I'll take that with even being a D in there.
Yeah, getting a D and ending up with an A-. I think he did a hell of a job. Getting Nakobe Dean at 24 obviously would be huge. Fantastic to pair him with Micah Parsons.
Would be absolutely huge. All right. Let's see here. So you got a B-. Well, you can go through it.
They don't love Jordan Davis the way that I love Jordan Davis. I think I got a B. I knew my grade wouldn't be great. Chris Olave as a B. I don't know. The D+ for Kirby Joseph, I'm pretty surprised by. I got an F for the Logan Bross pick. Oh well. Honestly, like at that point, there's just interchangeable offensive line talents. It's just like pick the guy that you like the most. You're just drafting by position at that point. So they didn't love my draft too much. That's okay. I think we got I hit what I wanted to hit. I got players from the teams that I wanted to get from, and I got the positions that I wanted to get. I'm really surprised by the Kirby Joseph one because I think a lot of people are high on him, and I've been seeing him mocked in round 2, not just to the Eagles, but a few people before the Eagles. So
I've taken him in a couple of my own mock drafts that I've
there
done.
you go.
On
Yeah.
my own,
So that's a little bit surprising, but still, that was fun. I think we're getting closer to having a better understanding of how the draft board's going to fall.
100%. So that was the BVB Mock Draft 2.0. Mock Draft 3.0 will be coming out next week. Tell your friends, tell your family. These are a lot of fun. We are getting more into draft season. Make sure you check out the Birds vs. Boys podcast if you haven't listened to us or watched us. Episode 111 just dropped. We're going to be diving deep into more draft coverage with some draft analysts that are going to be joining the show on episodes heading into the draft. But Aidan, that was fun. We love draft season. Can't wait to do it again next week for 3.0.
They're just going to keep getting more accurate and accurate leading up to draft day. Can't wait.
Let's see how many times you can draft Dameon Pierce.
Him and Jordan Davis. I'm manifesting it.